Hi, my name is Lisa Breithaupt, and I work at the Goshen Branch Library. Who doesn't enjoy a great sports party? Growing up in Detroit, we enjoyed all the local teams. And then I moved to Lexington, Kentucky and went to college down there, so of course I enjoyed those teams also. And having lived now in the Cincinnati area for the past 27 years, I enjoy Cincinnati teams. Now this year, our parties are going to look a little different because of the pandemic. But that doesn't mean we can't make some great food and share it with our family. And today, I'm going to make 4 of the most popular dips that are prepared at parties. And the first one I'm going to start with is an icon of the South, pimento cheese. Now, my mom was raised in the South, and I was raised on pimento cheese. But after I make it, I've got a dirty little secret to share with you. First, we're going to start out by mixing 2 cups of shredded sharp cheese with 8 ounces of cream cheese. Now, I've put this in the microwave just a little bit to soften it up, and it's going to take a little stirring to get this all incorporated. We're going to add to this 4 ounces of chopped pimento. That's the whole jar. But I like to start out with just part of it because later on I can add a little more and it will provide some moisture. Now, pimentos are mild, roasted red peppers. They're very sweet. They don't have any heat to them. And we'll get that stirred up nice. The next thing is 2 tablespoons of mayo. And then I put in a combination of a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And this is all to taste. You need to find out which recipe your family appreciates. I'm going to put in a little bit of salt and pepper. I've pre-mixed just a little bit in this bowl. And then I'm going to add a few more of my pimentos. So it looks real colorful and pretty. Now, as everyone knows, things like dips and soups taste better the next day. So I would advise making this the day before and letting it set. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about pimento cheese. It is such an icon of the South. But surprise, it was invented in New York City. In the 1870s, farmers were experimenting with a new kind of cheese that wasn't aged. It ultimately became cream cheese. And around that time, Spain was sending cans and cans of chopped, roasted red pepper, which they called pimiento. Well, someone discovered if you mixed cream cheese and pimiento together, it tasted really good. And it showed up in a cookbook around 1909. It was a mixture of cream cheese, mustard, salt, pepper, and the chopped pimento. They dropped the I out of the name. And as it migrated all over the country, different states put different twists on it. Georgia started canning millions of cans of red peppers, which is how it migrated to the South. And at first, people put shredded block cheese, but then they started putting in different things like cheddar, Colby Jack, and making their own spin on pimento cheese. So there's something you might not have heard of before. I'm going to move on now to our next dish, and this is going to be a hot appetizer. This is going to be a buffalo chicken dip. And what I've done first is spread a block of cream cheese in the bottom of my dish. I didn't think you'd be interested in watching me do that. And now I'm going to add about a cup or a little more. I usually add a little more just to make this a little meatier of cooked cubed chicken. And I'm spreading it all around so every bite will have some chicken in it. And now I'm going to add a half a cup of buffalo wing sauce. And I'm just going to take my time and drizzle this all over just to make sure, again, that every bite has some of this wing sauce. Oh, that smells so good. The next ingredient is either a half a cup of ranch dressing or a half a cup of blue cheese. I opted for the blue cheese, so I'm going to put a layer of this down, and this will bring a nice coolness to that hot sauce. Oh, there, got that. And next, we add 2 cups of shredded Colby Monterey Jack cheese. And this will give it a lovely, melty, cheesy top layer. And this is a dip that you will pop in the oven and bake, which we're going to do a little bit later. Next, I'm going to move on to a layered taco dip. Now, I first had this dish back in 1987. A friend of mine was visiting me down in Lexington, and she brought all the ingredients and a dish to make this dip, and I just loved it. So I asked her for the recipe, and I can remember we went out the next day to a dish barn, and she bought me this deep dish pie plate in order to make it in. So this is a very old dish, but I always make this dip in this dish. I've already put a can of refried beans in the bottom layer. Now again, you're going to want to make this the way that your family enjoys it. If I were making this for my husband, I would not put the beans. He does not like the beans, but I like the beans, and I'm making that today for myself. The next item is I have mixed 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning with some sour cream. And I didn't think you wanted to watch me mix that all up on camera. So I pre-did that, pre-prepared it. So I'm going to put a layer of this sour cream and taco seasoning. And if you want, you can buy taco seasoning, or a lot of people, I usually make my own. Whatever works for you, whatever your family enjoys. And now we're just going to build this with all the goodies. I use shredded Fiesta blend cheese for this because it's a nice mixture of Mexican cheeses. Make sure it's all spread around nicely. And then I top it with lettuce. Oops, it's trying to get away. This gives it a nice crunchy green layer. Then I put some peppers, and I've chopped some red and green peppers here just to give it some beautiful color. Again, some nice crunch, and it just makes it look really pretty. And I like peppers, so I'm going to use every bit of my peppers in the bowl. And then I like to put some chopped tomatoes. Whoop, one of the peppers tried to escape. And then on top of that, I'll put sliced olives. I love the saltiness of the olives. and it just makes it look so festive. And so there, we're done with our third dip. That was the second cold dip. Now I'm going to move on and make one final dip, and it is a hot dip. This is a spinach, artichoke, and Parmesan dip that we're going to put, after we mix it up, we're going to put it in an 8x8 baking dish, and we're going to bake it for about 25 minutes. Now, I know I've thrown a lot of ingredients at you. All the recipes will be on this video at some point during the video. So I'm going to start this now. I'm going to start out with 2 cups of shredded Parmesan. I'm going to add 10 ounces of frozen chopped spinach that I have melted and I've squeezed out all of the moisture, okay? And then I'm going to add 14 ounces of chopped artichoke hearts. I'm going to start stirring this up, and this might take a little while, but I'm going to go ahead and continue to add ingredients. And to this mixture, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of garlic and 2/3 a cup of sour cream. This is going to be very creamy. Not good for your diets, but we just won't talk about that now. And then I'm going to add a block of cream cheese. Now I have put that in the microwave so it's nice and creamy. And I'm going to go ahead and get this all stirred up. I'm going to put it in the baking dish. I'm going to bake my buffalo wing dip, and I'm going to ask you to all come to the party when we're finished baking the dishes. So see you in a minute. Welcome back to our party. Well, I've heated my dishes and I've picked out what I wanted to serve with them. So let me show you what we have. I've got my taco dip first, and I like to serve it with tortilla chips. Next, I have the pimento cheese dip, which was the cold dip. And sometimes I like to serve stuffed celery with the pimento cheese, or just put crackers next to them. Next, we have our hot dip, the buffalo chicken hot dip, and I like to serve it with some baguette because that's a nice, thick, hearty piece of bread to put this hot, cheesy, heavy dip on top of. And who has wings without having some celery to cool it off if you need to cool your mouth off? And then at the end, our second hot dip, the spinach artichoke Parmesan dip. And I like to serve these with pita chips. But serve it with whatever you want to serve it. Serve it the way you like it, the way your family likes it. If you're looking for ideas, please come and visit us at the library. We have a large collection of party planning books, party recipe books for any type of dietary need. We even have diet party recipes. We have party theme books. Any one of us would be glad to assist you in helping you plan your party and helping you pick out books and resources that will provide you with assistance in planning the best party ever was. So please come and see us at the library. Thank you.